Welcome to the Temple of Limitless Light, the guided visualization for the Path of Kether. It's been over 2 years now. We've been doing all the guided visualizations for the paths on the Tree of Life, and tonight is the final one. If you like this, please like us and subscribe. And you can also join us on Facebook, and I'll put that link in the first comment. If you want to join for events like this, we have time before the classes for talking and sharing and discussion. So tonight we will do the final path of Kether. And first, Alana will read us an introduction to the path to help prime our subconscious. And then we'll perform a series of rituals, the Qabalistic cross to connect, ground, and balance together so we can form an egregore. Qabalistic cross, and then the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, to create sacred space and the safe container, open the gateway to the path of Aleph, and then we'll read the guided visualization.
See that thing on the floor? He's just being spooked, huh?
He's
Kether.
other energy.
Kether is the first Sephira and the highest crown. Of all the spheres on the tree, Kether is the least dense and material. It is the first emanation out of the limitless and eternal nothingness. And through Kether, all subsequent spheres came into being. Kether is a level of pure divine consciousness symbolized by brilliant white light. Kether is archetypally androgynous, and it is the nearest concept that we can consider in terms of absolute deity, eternal God. All things in the manifest universe emanate from Kether, and to Kether all things shall return. The number 1, which encloses itself within the remaining 9 digits on the decimal scale, was described by Pythagoras as the undividable monad. It cannot be divided, yet it can be defined. By the process of reflection, 1 + 1 = 2, 1 + 2 = 3, etc., the monad defines and generates all other numbers. Kether is the starting point. It is the moment that the universe as we know it was conceived. Kether is the initial spark or first breath of the divine. This androgynous sphere is placed at the summit of the central pillar on the Tree of Life, at the apex of equilibrium. The Sefer Yetzirah says of Kether, the first path is called admirable or hidden intelligence, the highest crown, for it is the light-giving power of comprehension of that first principle which has no beginning, and it is the primal glory, for no created being can attain to its essence. The words hidden intelligence imply a hint of the unmanifest nature of Kether. The purest seeds of life, the divine spark, are found only at the level of the first emanation, where they have always been, removed from the concept of having a beginning point. The divine life essence, as it descends the Tree of Life, is merely undergoing a process of transformation from one form of energy to another, as explained in the teachings of alchemy. The Sefer Yetzirah also indicates that no one created being can hope to attain the pure spiritual light and essence of Kether. That would be akin to an adult human being returned to the womb to become a fertilized egg. No being using a physical organism as its vehicle of consciousness can attain the essence of Kether. However, if consciousness has been purified to the point where it transcends thought, it receives from the primal glory the power of comprehension of the first principle.
Wow. Incredible. Thank you. We open with the Qabalistic cross to connect, ground, and harmonize before we enter into sacred space. So let's first start by sinking into our bodies, feeling the weight and solidity of your bones against a chair or the gravity pulling you down to your feet. And take some deep breaths from the Dandian. Just naturally let it flow out. And then visualize yourself growing larger and larger. Your head going up through the ceiling, past the clouds, into space, past the moon, deep into the universe, until the earth is but a small ball beneath your feet. Above your head, visualize a ball of pure brilliance. Touch the light, bring it down to your forehead, and vibrate. Bring the light down to your heart, where you can silently say the name of your inner guru. And then bring the light down through the center of your being, past your feet, into the core of the planet itself. So you're standing in a column of light, and vibrate. Bring the light up to your left shoulder. Visualize a ball of blue flame representing your compassion and unconditional love. Vegetura. Bring the light across to your right shoulder. Visualize a ball of red flame representing your judgment, your will. Vegebura. Cross your arms. Leolam. Amen. Kabbalistic cross to create sacred space, a safe container for our work. Yehovah Exar. Our minds are clear. Adonai Beitome. inspiration is clear. Yeah. Hekomaya. My emotions are clear. Ageda. Namoteya. Connection to the world is clear. Before us, Raphael. Behind us, Gabriel. At our right hand, Michael. At our left hand, Uriel. For around us flame the pentagrams, and within us shines the six-rayed star. The gate of transformation. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the guide who guide us on our journey. I invoke the guardian who will bar us and test us on the path. I invoke the ordeal, which through we will gain the initiation to find the boon that we seek. I open the gates between worlds. I open the gate of transformation. Abra Hadabra. Call of the first path. O el vino de losa de a el da triani odo e ayuni. Antara camisa la hote azorizo da aleph. Odo cicle la antara selque. Orori no romi eo ave ahe koholote a kahilante. Do a ameos de yadna. Alaneshi ala do al wano anim. Aldo al balam. Aldo o wano anim. Aldo al dia. The path of Aleph has been opened. The guided visualization or Kether. You find yourself standing at the end of the 13th path. Entering the Temple of Malkuth, you give the appropriate signs, and the Archangel Sandalphon takes you up the path of Tau to Yesod. From there, you ascend the path of Samek to Tippereth, and then you rise up the path of Gamil. You find yourself standing at the end of the 13th path, facing a door to the astral Temple of Kether. A large white door is before you. Carved into this door is the Hebrew letter Aleph, painted in white. Giving the projection sign, you step through the door into the first Sephiroth. Once inside, you give the sign of silence. The Temple of Kether is so brilliant that you cannot see the walls, ceiling, or the floor of the sanctuary. The air is scented with ambergris. The only thing you can see is a central altar made of pure diamond. The only thing on the altar is a bowl containing the temple flame. The temple is permeated with the most perfect sense of calm and serenity that you have ever known. You vibrate the divine names which awaken the inhabitants of Kether. Eheya, Mitason, Chaos HaKadosh. A gleaming white form slowly materialized just east of the altar, behind a sheer veil. You can barely make out the figure of a man dressed in robes of the purest white without shadows. Great white eagle wings spring from his shoulders, the feathers shimmering faintly with all the muted colors of the rainbow. This is Metatron, the greatest of the archangels, who is known by the titles of the Lesser Yahweh, Eoel, Thafara, the Great Scribe. Metatron speaks to you in a commanding and powerful voice.
You have entered the realm of the hidden intelligence and the highest crown. By what symbol dost thou enter herein?
By the symbol of the point.
The point signifies unity, the origin, and the center. It is a worthy symbol for the sphere of Kether.
Metatron directs your attention to the temple flame on the altar. The fire flares suddenly, and the room around you completely fades from view. It is replaced by absolute total darkness. You hear the voice of the archangel addressing you.
The voice of my undying and secret soul said unto me, let me enter the path of darkness, and peradventure, there I shall find the light. I am the only being in the abyss of darkness. From an abyss of darkness came I forth ere my birth, from the silence of a primal sleep. And the voice of angels answered to my soul, I am he who formulated in darkness the light that shineth in darkness, yet the darkness comprehendeth it not.
You see a single distant pinpoint of light in the all consuming darkness. The point of light grows larger and larger until it fills your entire field of vision. The total blackness is replaced by absolute brilliant whiteness. It is then that you see them, four holy living creatures, the same four angelic beings that you envisioned in the 18th path of Chet with the prophet Ezekiel. The angelic host of Kether corresponds to and resemble the four cherubim of Yesod. They have human bodies, and each has four faces, that of a lion, an eagle, a man, and a bull. But this time their appearance is slightly different. Each creature has six wings, one pair that covers the creature's body, one pair that stretches upward to frame the angels' heads, and a pair that stands straight out from the creature's shoulders. They stand wingtip to wingtip in a spectacular fashion. This time there is no sound of thunderous wings, and the creatures are not accompanied by flashes of fire or lightning. Instead, they are just barely visible. The details of their features are palely outlined against the extreme effulgence. The four beings speak together with one melodious voice that you recognize as the voice of Metatron Catharo, Metatron as the leader of the angelic host of the first Sephirah. His voice and their voices are one. The unified voice of angels speaks to you.
We are the Hayoth HaChadesh, the holy living creatures. We are the elemental king set of the angelic tablets of Enoch, who live in pure holiness. We represent the union of pure consciousness and pure being. It is our function to set primary patterns of existence, for we are amongst the first ones. We are instantaneous, and we are one, the reintegrators of wholeness. It is written, there is no part of me that is not of the gods. We are the means by which the divine essence manifests itself in the course of creation. and withdraws itself into the unmanifest, recombining the diverse forms of life based on our pattern back into the primal unity on the return course of redemption. It is our duty to provide the focus of singularity to the work of the initiate. For the monad is the beginning of all things and contains all things, all numbers within itself. We keep the initiate in correct alignment with the one unity, the all, and thus revitalized with an influx of light and life. In this task, the equilibrating angels, known as the cherubim, act as our vice reagents to the initiate in the outer world. Who can conceive of the ineffable light that dwells in Kether, the highest of spheres that has been called the existence of existences, the concealed of the concealed, the ancient of the ancients, the ancient days, the most high, and the head which is not? It is written, the voice of my higher self said unto me, let me enter into the path of light, and peradventure I may be prepared to dwell there. I am the only being in this glory to the ineffable. From the divine brilliance came I forth ere my birth, from the splendor of the infinite light.
The vision of the Hayat HaKadosh fades into whiteness of the background. In its place, you see a mass of angelic beings, thousands on thousands of spiritual entities, slowly spiraling inward towards a single brilliant point of light. You see the angelic hosts of all the seraphim, the ashim, cherubim, malakim, and so forth, all proceeding to the center point of the universe. All the gods and goddesses, kings, guises, and prophets that you encountered on the tree of life are here as well. The goddess Ishtar from the 32nd path of Tau, Yeheshua from the 25th path of Samech, Percival the quest knight from the 21st path of Kaf, Nephthys, Moshe, Aphrodite, Osiris, Ezekiel, all of the other divine, angelic, and heroic figures from your pathworking journey are all here. They are all part of this holy procession. Never before have you envisioned such a grand conclave of spiritual beings. The divine pageant continues its slow, graceful dance to the center of the light of Kether as you hear the divine voices of the Hayos HaKadosh singing as one.
Holy, holy, holy. One is his beginning. One is his individuality. His permutation is one. Ararita, ararita, ararita. One thought, one body, one mind, one soul, one spirit, one self. One is his beginning. One is his individuality. His permutation is one.
You realize that you have become part of the procession. You have joined hands with the others in the spiraling light. You have joined in the sacred dance on the way of return. The surrounding light grows brighter and brighter until you can no longer see or feel any separation between yourself and other beings. Their knowledge is your knowledge. Their experiences are your experiences. All you see is the brilliant light. All you feel is a complete sense of wholeness, grace, and awareness. After a long and arduous journey, you are finally home. You spend an indefinable amount of time basking in the glow of this heavenly companionship. The vision of the divine light fades, for your excursion into the spirit of Kether is at an end. Following the path of Gamil, You return to the Temple of Tiphereth. From there, you descend the path of Samak to Yesod. You continue down the path of Tau to the Temple of Malkuth. Sandalphon closes the portal behind you. You salute the Archangel of Malkuth with the projection sign, and she answers with a sign of silence.
Your journey into the 32 paths of wisdom has concluded for now. May what you have experienced maintain you in your search for the quintessence, the stone of the philosophers, true wisdom, perfect happiness, the summum bonum.
I open the paths of return. We shall come forth by day into the light. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the guide. I invoke the guardian. And I invoke the ordeal. I open the path of return. Abra Hadabra. We have come forth by day and into the light. Uriel, we thank you for your grounding and inner contemplation. Gabriel, we thank you for the ecstatic states you lead us to. Michael, we thank you for your illumination and protection. Raphael, we thank you for your equanimity and balance.
By the merit of the works and efforts that we have done through this project, may it expand infinitely to benefit all beings throughout all space and all time, for the benefit of all.
Right is complete.